You know, the NFL has been really crazy for the past couple of weeks. You know, the Chiefs had a 2-game losing streak, and all of a sudden, they're the worst team in the NFL. The Cowboys, they go on a couple game winning streak, and all of a sudden, they're a lock for the Super Bowl. People, relax. It's still early. Now, Patriots, they almost beat the Bucks. And what does that happen after that? They trade Gilmore. See, Gilmore is a good corner. I would love to have him in Kansas City. I really would, but we can't afford him right now because of how much money we've spent on the offensive side of the ball. But I want to tell you who's going to really appreciate him? The Carolina Panthers. See, the Carolina Panthers acquired Stephon Gilmore in a trade from the New England Patriots, who were unable to agree with the star cornerback on a restructured deal. See, that's something that's common in New England. They like to restructure your deal. And if they can't restructure your deal, they'll trade you. Look at Jamie Collins. Look at all the great linebackers and linemen and basically all on the defensive side of the ball, where if they can't restructure your deal and get you for pennies on the dollar, they'll trade you. It happened to Ty Law, happened to Teddy Bruschi, happened to Vince Wilfork, all these different great Hall of Fame talents. And if you're a great talent like that, you have to look at that now and be like, is it actually worth it to go to the Patriots? Is it? And look, Jamie Collins is back. Collins is back. He was back in New England. Is it worth it? Tom Brady's not there. So it's almost, in a sense, a rebuilding year. So why would you want to go to New England? Why? Like, seriously, there's other places you could have went. But that's enough of New England. Chicago. I think it's time that we acknowledge that in Chicago that Matt Nagy is actually the problem. I feel bad for Mitchell Trubisky. I'm not saying that he was a Hall of Fame level quarterback or even, a good to great quarterback. But play calling matters. Play calling really matters. And if the signal caller is drawing up a bunch of bull crap that is not your strength, of course you're going to look bad. Now, he has a loaded gun with Justin Fields, somebody who can move and he can fling it. But all of that means nothing if there's no good offensive line. See, and I feel bad for him now because Montgomery is out for at least, 3 to 5 weeks? So you don't have your star running back. You really don't have any wide receivers. I mean, you do have, what's that guy? Damian Williams. He came from Kansas City. You do have that. But is that enough? I don't think so. I think it's time for a teardown at the top. A team can only do so much in the draft until you start to realize that upper management is the actual issue. And it's sad to say that. But whatever. We got to move on. That's just a fact of life when it comes to the NFL. Now, for the Dallas Cowboys, they are interesting to me because I'm looking at it and looking at their schedule, and I've looked at the teams that they've played. Okay, you beat the Chargers. That was the only decent team. See, the thing about the Chargers, To beat them, they are very beatable. It's just you can't make any mistakes. You can't. Like the Kansas City game. I think we had more turnovers in that game than we had almost all season. So if you make those type of mistakes and you lose, okay, granted. But far as them being world beaters, I don't think so. I don't think so. So you beat them. The only other tough team that you guys have played was the Buccaneers. And you lost by 3. I called that. I thought it was going to be a lot closer than what people thought. And it was true. But as far as the Eagles, the Panthers, see, the thing that was misleading about the Panthers is people said that they had a number 1 defense. True enough, they did. But you got to look at the level of competition. The level of competition always matters in the NFL. Like, you can have the number 1 offense, but if you're playing against teams who have the 27th, the 26th ranked defense all the time, of course, you're going to look like the second coming of Joe Montana. It's true. Any quarterback will. Now, that's not taking anything away from Dallas. I love Dallas. I really do. I actually like Dallas a lot. It's just we have to measure who they're playing and put stuff in its proper perspective. Are they any good? Yeah. Yes, they are. They are really good. But are they a Super Bowl contender? I can't tell you that. I can't tell you that right away. Now, they released Jalen Smith. You know, I'm mixed about this. He's a former Pro Bowl, linebacker. And like I said, I would love to have him in Kansas City. I hope Brett Veach is working on it any way that he can to get him up here, because I would love to have him here because it adds a different dynamic to our defense because he's good. He really is good. It's just he has problems with staying on the field. If he could find a way to stay on the field for a different team, what does that say about Dallas? It's an interesting dynamic to look at. Because I've known when people leave Dallas, either they have tremendous success or they have tremendous failures. There's no in between. They're really, really high or really low. And it's time that people start looking at that too. Jerry Jones and Stephen Jones, they have a good eye for talent. I can't deny that. And who wouldn't jump at the opportunity to play for, quote unquote, America's team? But is playing for America's team worth it? And if you want, higher levels of success than just winning the division. Because, yes, I have Cowboys winning the division. I got them running away with their division. But is that going to help them in playoff time? Can you honestly say that they're better than the Bucks? No. Can you honestly say that they're better than the Rams? No. Seattle, that's a toss-up. I mean, the Cardinals, I don't know. The way the Cardinals been looking, they've been looking really good. Really good. I mean, dang near, NFC championship good. But who knows? The NFC is just loaded with roller coaster teams. And that's okay. Because I don't know what I'm talking about usually. Because, hey, I'm just Polo.